Right, it sounds pretty stormy outside. Let's check the weather before we head out. Woo! Gusting up to 65 kilometers per hour. It's gonna be nuts. Let me just check my spot. Yeah, it's gonna be a good day for training. Let's go. Right, so we've made it out to the range. The weather is atrocious, as you will see in some of the shots I show you. I'm sort of standing with the canopy of the bakkie open. I'm trying to use that as a wind shelter for you guys, so the audio might be terrible. I'm having to scream a bit because it's windy. But that is why we are here today, because often we don't get the opportunity to shoot in extreme winds. Sometimes they'll cancel matches or stuff like that. So what I like to do, and this comes from the cycling background, I used to go train when it was super bad weather, like really horrendous weather, whether it's heat, wind, rain, whatever the case may be, because when you do find yourself in that match environment and you have to deal with something like this, then you're prepared and you know your stuff works. Now, my friend Joel from Precision Rifle Network recently did a great video on some tips for shooting in the range, so go check that out. Anyway, so we got some plates out here. As always, you guys that are familiar with the range, you'll know. So I'm gonna shoot the small plate because we've got our little 20-inch 6.5 Creed that's money at the moment. It's really shooting well. We're shooting our 130 grain ELDMs at about 2,850 feet per second. So I'm gonna shoot off the pipe just because I don't want to lose any brass today. It's pretty unstable, it's an unsupported position, and yeah, but I kind of have to leave the shelter of the tree in order to go do some shooting. So let's do that now, shall we? Now, one of the most important things for shooting in the rain is you want to keep your ammo dry. If your ammo gets wet and your chamber space obviously gets smaller as a result of the water on your ammo, you're probably going to end up with some major pressure signs. So note to self, keep one's ammo dry. Right, so you probably noticed I dropped a shot off to the left of the plate. Now it's really difficult. I was holding 1.5 mil at 320 meters right there, so the wind's pretty much pumping, and one of the shots was off to the left because I held too much wind, because the wind condition is constantly changing. Now that's what I really like to practice in a mat or in a sort of environment like this, where all of a sudden it's really windy, and what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to feel, by the way, if the camera angle sort of changes, I'm trying to like dodge, I'm trying to like dodge all the little spots of rain, because the entire lens is covered in rain. So what I was saying is that I'm trying to use the environment to feel sort of on my face and on my body like I'm experiencing more wind, I'm experiencing less wind, and sort of adjusting my wind call on that. And the reason I was shooting the small plate for the most part today, I put about probably about 30 rounds downrange already, is I'm shooting the small plate, because then I really have to be on my wind call in order to make successful impacts. I'm going to show you guys what that plate looks like, and for the most part we've been shooting a pretty tight group on there, so I am really happy with how this rifle is performing. So yeah, that's kind of the type of training I was trying to do today. And what I also wanted to see if I could get bullet trace for you guys on camera, because I don't know if you know this, but if you're shooting in the rain, the bullet actually doesn't touch the rain. It actually pushes the rain away. Big gust coming through right now. I feel like a weather reporter. This is Channel 4, and it's pretty windy out here, Dave. And yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I was hoping I could show you guys some bullet trace of the bullet actually dissipating the rain, because we have a brand new lens, guys. Thanks to the people supporting the channel on Patreon, we were able to pick up a new 18-400 lens, and that's how I was able to zoom you guys right into that target at the back there. I really have to wipe the water down here, because it's getting pretty bad. Now the other nice thing, woo, it's really raining now. Let me put these on, because after we're done, I'm gonna, there we go. It'll be about 2 minutes and then it'll be super bad again. Let me put the towel away. Right, so the other nice thing, as I was saying, let me focus, there we go. Yeah, so the other cool thing is you can really shoot quite a bit, and it doesn't seem to heat up the barrel. The suppressor's getting pretty warm. I saw a lot of guys saying on my muzzle brake versus silencer video, they don't know what a silencer is. Now, I didn't actually know this. By the way, in South Africa we call them silencers. But on the actual patent, okay, if you go check that out, it also says silencer, not suppressor, FYI. Quite like shooting in the rain, I'm gonna be honest. It's a lot of fun. This episode is sponsored by MDT. Head on over to mdttac.com to shop for your next precision rifle chassis. Now something that you'll notice when it's really windy like this is that your body actually starts acting a bit like a sail. So when you're on your rifle, you can actually feel the wind pushing on your body, and that's a skill I'm really trying to work on here to try and remain as steady as possible. I'm going to take a few more shots at this target at 350 yards off this position. I quite like this position, and this leaves my whole body exposed. I'm into the wind because this sort of spindle ends over here, and I'm 100% in the wind, and I can feel that on my body pretty nicely. Let me just add my clicks back to our target we were at. Wind took me off the right, so more wind. Okay, let's go out to the back. 1.9, straight over you guys. Wind's died down almost completely. I'm gonna hold no wind. Woo! Right, so that pretty much wraps up our shooting session of the day. I'm not gonna lie, the weather was much better than I thought it was gonna be. Like, it was meant to be horrific. So I'm actually a little bit disappointed, Mother Nature! Just waiting for the lightning there. Anyway, so yeah, that's kind of what we tried to do. Came out shooting some pretty bad weather. I shot out 52 pieces of total, so quite a solid training session for me. Managed to snap a few killer pics for the gram of this beautiful rifle. She's like all covered in mud and stuff from my picking up brass and having dirty hands, but my equipment works in pretty horrendous conditions. It was a really nice training exercise for me with holding wind. The few shots that I did drop throughout the day, it was more difficult to see where those bullets go, because when the soil is wet, it really does suck up that little point of impact into the dirt, and there's not a whole bunch of feedback, so you really have to have your wits about you. And I've also really enjoyed shooting the 6.5 with the suppressor on, because it does give me more of a push than with the muzzle brake, so that's also helping me train that little bit of recoil. My first time shooting in this Sitka jacket does feel pretty comfortable, and it's relatively warm. I mean, underneath this I basically just got my MDT team shirt on, and that's pretty much what we run for the day. Guys, so I hope you enjoyed the video. We have a Facebook page too, where I share some other stuff, as well as Instagram, so make sure you check us out on those platforms too. Our Facebook page is really close to 10,000 likes, so I'd appreciate it if you go drop us a like there, because at 10,000 we do unlock some additional content as with Instagram. So please make sure you go over there, give us a follow. I'd really appreciate that. Make sure you are subscribed down here. If you want to check out and unlock some bonus content, you can join Patreon down here, or check out some of our favorite videos up here. I hope the wind noise wasn't too bad throughout this one, and that you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna pick up my brass, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.